Sarah is the president of Inman Technology. She has her degrees from Harvard, Boston, and Northeastern universities. She's got a long time experience in the IT sector, both in financial markets and in the public sector, including at the U.S. Department of Energy.
So Mirai Software, people may remember the attack on the Ukrainian power grid at the end of 2015. You know the attack on the Ukrainian power grid. It's not at the top of everybody's consciousness. There's an attack on the Ukrainian power grid, which I might add is widely considered by security researchers to be one of the only attacks on the power grid that's fairly well documented. There are prior reports from 2003 and 2012 of attacks on other power grids, including the United States, but they've never been truly substantiated. So the attack at the end of 2015, as you may recall, brought down 225,000 Ukrainian users and was initially attributed to the Black Energy group. Anyone familiar with Black Energy? It's a group that's, is sometimes engaged in malware and security research, two sides of the same coin. But US CERT put out a number of reports and has really been very tenacious in, digging deeply into the malware incident. And in September of last year, attention turned to some software called Mirai software. And this has recently been also tied to an attack on the power grid in Liberia, if anybody's following these matters. So two of really the only kind of well-documented, credible malware attacks on a country's infrastructure, a nation-state's infrastructure. So some interesting fun facts about the Mirai software. It's a very cute little bug for those of you who appreciate the technical aspects of it. It does port scanning and identifies devices that are on the Internet of Things worldwide. Having found those devices and penetrates them, it actually is not noticeable to the owners of the devices. Anybody here own a Nest? Do we get any Nest users here in the audience? No hands going up? Not a single person. Okay, we got one guy who got a Nest in there. Right, the new smart thermostats, that you can just dial up and they're all electronic and stuff. Nests, they're widely distributed. So that's an example of the Internet of Things. That's something that's directly tied to your thermostat. Has a very wide install base and is getting installed almost as widely as smart meters are now being installed across the United States. So Mirai software does port scanning. It identifies objects like your Nest thermostat. In fact, you might want to go home and check your Nest thermostat after this. And then it just sits in the background and it kind of makes your devices operate sluggishly, but other than that, you don't really notice it. It's doing a lot of things in the background, though. Of course, it's dialing home frequently to its command and control botnet controller. It's siphoning off your information. But furthermore, it's penetrating your credentials and enabling the type of attacks. In the Ukraine, what happened was authentication credentials of unknown provenance were used to go in and actually shut off parts of the power grid. It's almost like someone was kind of practicing on Ukraine and now Liberia, as if they were staging their capabilities for a larger country, for example. So anyway, as a final note on the Mirai software, anyone know, recently it's been in the news because Mirai was the malware that was used against Brian Krebs in a very widely publicized attack in September 2016. Brian Krebs, renowned security researcher, was attracting so much attention due to his successful exposés of malware, perpetrators, that they combined one day on September 16th and actually DDoSed his personal website and took him down, and Akamai had to wave the white flag and said, sorry, Brian, we can't carry your website anymore. You do a fantastic job in informing the whole world of these security breaches, but we just give up. We cannot continue to protect your website from these constant attacks. Krebs has traced it allegedly to a security researcher named Paris Zhu, who's a student at Rutgers University. This just came out in the news a couple of weeks ago. You might be interested in it. Harris is now been detained by the FBI and is being questioned about that. So the Ukrainian power grid, the Liberian power grid, the Mirai software, a student at Rutgers University, these are all various threads that hopefully will be of interest to you today, but I just thought I'd review those. Turning briefly to my second brief topic, Arkansas versus James Bates homicide case. Victor Collins found in November 2016 floating in a hot tub, James Bates' hot tub. He was deceased, found in the morning. The night before, there had been a big party at Bates' house in Bentonville, a very affluent neighborhood for those of you who are familiar with Arkansas, suburb of Fayetteville. Victor Collins was a law enforcement agent, so that thickened the plot quite a bit. And James Bates dialed 911, and the police came and started to investigate this homicide. He said that he'd gone to sleep the night before. He had a party at his house, invited a number of guests. They were watching a football game, by the way. Do we have any Arkansas fans? Razorbacks? Watching a Razorbacks game there. I've never really used to a good place, I guess, but sorry, just a little Razorbacks joke there. Investigated, and Bates insisted that he had no knowledge of the events. He went to sleep the night before. The Collins and his other guests were in the hot tub when he left. He woke up in the morning, found a scene of carnage, and called the police. So they investigated a bit, and soon returned and ultimately arrested James Bates for the murder of Victor Collins. He's currently under indictment and investigation in Arkansas. This case is not adjudicated. So it's an interesting case to follow. But those of you who are familiar with it know that there are two vectors for which this case is becoming very famous. Deb, you may be familiar with one of those vectors. Alexa, right. What's been publicized in the news is that the police who investigated noticed that Bates had Amazon Echo installed in his home, which you may be familiar with as another Internet of Things device, which allows by voice recognition on command, Alexa, which is constantly scanning the room for the trigger word, will activate media players in the home. Noticing that Bates had this in his home, they subpoenaed Amazon to gather voice recognition records under the possibility that Alexa may have recorded the entire homicide. So that's one reason that it's famous. I'm looking in the audience here and I see a number of colleagues and people who may be familiar. But there's another reason, the last thing I'm going to talk about before we go, and that is that the Bentonville police subpoenaed Bates' smart grid records, and that was actually what was used first to indict him. His smart meter records, they met with energy utility billing manager in Bentonville and subpoenaed his utility records, including his electricity and water usage. Found that Bates had used between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. 140 gallons of water that night. Checked his energy usage pattern and fingerprint and found that never in his history had he ever used anything approaching that level of water before. And that was actually the probable cause that was used in the subpoena to search his home and premises and to indict him, and he protests his innocence. So, where you stand depends on where you sit. If you're James Bates, you're very much opposed to, non-consensual searches of your energy utility data. If you're citizens concerned about public safety in Bentonville, Arkansas, you're very excited about the fact that law enforcement now has an additional tool to use in solving homicides. So anyway, that's some additional thoughts. Hopefully that information is helpful to you, and that concludes my remarks.